Hey, look at this. So, Swiss Gold Global here, Paul Romero with the Independent Business Owner Network Marketing Training number 183 on this, 184 on this new op day, September 14th, 2015. And of course, once again, I think this was my fault today, but I'm having some more Google issues with these Hangouts. I just don't understand why we can't get this right. I've been trying to invite John in here for the last 10 minutes, and he's just not getting the invitations. I don't know what's going on, which is really a bummer because we're into, obviously, new op day, own your life, the 45-second presentation, the training manual for network marketing done the right way. And I talked about the preface last new op day in the last session, which brings to light some very interesting information. And of course, it always starts out with, when you subtract out the sleeping time, commuting time, working time, and time for things, sorry about that, and time for things you have to do each and every day of your life, almost all people don't have more than 1 or 2 hours each day to do what they like to do. And if they had the time, would they have the money to do it? We have discovered a way for you to learn how to own your life by building a home-based business. And we have a system for doing it that is so simple, anyone can do it. It doesn't require selling, and the best part is it won't take much of your time. If you're interested, I'll get you some more information. And there it is, right there. That's the book. That's your job. That's all you got to do is just say that in front of another human being. You might want to direct it at them and just think about that. You just talking about the fact that they don't have any time in their life. That realistically, what this brings to light is whether they are employed or whether they have their own business, whatever the case might be, that really it's their job or their business that owns their life. They don't own their life. And so that's a very enticing, awesome 45-second presentation right there. That's all there is to it. So we're getting into today Chapter 1, which is understanding network marketing. This is my favorite chapter because I tell you what, the more I read this chapter over and over again, the things that they bring to light in here, just about the different types of commerce, and all the things about network marketing, what it is not, and that's really what this chapter is, and that's really all your job is in this business, is to bring to people's attention network marketing in the first place, and then help them to understand what it really is and what it really is not, because most people have a preconceived notion of what it is, which is not what it is. And so that's really all you have to do, the 45-second presentation, and help them to understand what network marketing really is. So you being sponsored into this organization, if you learn the preface and chapter 1, you're good to go. I mean, how long would it take you to read, what is this? To read and understand, like, well, 22 pages? That's not that much. And then you can go out there and you can start building your organization and you can start building your future. So with that, I just want to say, good day, Mr. John. I think you finally found your way in here.
I did. I was about to jump in there for a second because I wasn't sure if you noticed I had come in. But yes, I was about 1 minute late, but it was weird. Google Hangouts is an awesome tool, but it's a funny thing because usually when I get sent an invite, it pops up in my bottom right corner and I hit answer and I join right in, and it didn't show up there today. It was over on the left and it just looked like a folder in my inbox. It didn't even look like an invitation to an event. So, and this is an event because it's new op day, Own Your Life Plan Monday. And I did come in there and had a chance to hear you explain or present the 45-second presentation. Very good job, by the way. And also telling us that our job is to understand network marketing. So with that, good morning, everybody. Thanks for having me on here, Paul. And why don't I just let you kind of continue there with getting into chapter 1.
Okay. Well, you caught me writing, but yeah, all right, cool. All right, yeah, chapter 1, understanding network marketing. See, it's even titled that. Chapter 1, understanding network marketing. I mean, this book, I swear, I tell you, it doesn't get any simpler. I mean, they could not boil this down to any more of a simplest form to make this as easy as possible for anybody to get started at rocking and rolling fast. I mean, really fast, like, you know, realistic. You can read 21 pages in an hour, probably 2 or 3 times, and rock and roll. You're out the door. There you go.
The book is that simple.
So understanding network marketing, this is the powerful thing. Now, this book it's been around for some time. Don and Nancy Fela believe strongly in the design of the Swissco global system, which is why they would be basically, because it's their system. And they basically, I'm not sure if they revised this book a little bit, but whatever, this printing came out in 2014. Okay. So you're going to see some of the relationships in here to a little bit of a past time, but obviously it's trending upward. Everything is trending upward that we talk about here. So just understand that what we're going to present to you here is bigger and increased. Okay, so it talks about, the very first thing it starts talking about is, just about everyone has been financially challenged by what many are now calling the Great Recession. I beg to differ. If you look at a couple of the past Wednesday hangouts here, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, I don't know how you can call this one the Great Recession when it perfectly parallels the Great Depression, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, the good news is for network marketing is that when the U.S. economy was growing at an annual rate of just 4%, which I don't think it's really growing at much more than that, because again, going back to the Wednesdays, they're talking about the what do you call it? The presentation by Janet Yellen of the Fed, who basically says that, we can't raise interest rates until we see growth reach, 5%. So we're obviously not there because interest rates are going up. But anyway, when the U.S. population was, or when the U.S. economy was growing at just 4%, the direct sales industry, network marketing gets lumped into because many direct sales companies have an element of network marketing to them. Swissco Global is a pure 100% unadulterated network marketing organization. It is not a direct sales organization with an element of network marketing tied into it. It's very important to understand, and we're going to get into a little bit more of that in a second. But anyway, the industry was growing at 5.9%, which is like 48% better than the whole U.S. economy. So, I mean, that's great news. I mean, does that mean that this is not a great industry to get into? I mean, and if any of you are fans of Robert Kiyosaki, you will know that, one of the things that he says is network marketing is, quote, the perfect business. And you'll come to understand why as we go through this book. John?
I thought you might find this interesting, that while you were discussing the percent rate of the growth of the U.S. economy since the Great Recession till now compared to network marketing, I looked up that statistic to see where it was last year, and actually it only grew at a 2.4% growth last year. The U.S. Economy did
2.4%. Yeah. Woo. Okay.
And I was trying to pull up real quick before you threw back to me what last year's network marketing annual growth was. Maybe I'll look that up and I'll give that number out here in a few minutes. But yeah, you can go ahead and continue, Paul, because I just want to point out again that, yes, I would love to be in a sector of an economy that's growing at what appears to be now twice that of the U.S. economy. I think that'll fare better, way better than getting a $10 an hour job at a local retail when actually retail sales are going down.
And check this out. He says by the year 2012, by the time that, and I don't know if you guys remember 2012. If you don't, that's you're part of the problem with what's going on here, because we have such short-term memories. We don't remember what happened in 2008. Anyway, that's another story too. But but in 2012, the economy was basically in the tank. 2011 was the literal bottom, the bottom that we bounced off of. 2012 was, the resurgence, the first year of the resurgence. And in this very first year of the resurgence, and he says by the year 2012, so he's talking about 2011, when we're at the bottom of the tank here, nearly $167 billion worth of products and service were moving annually through network marketing. $167 billion worth of products at the bottom of the recession is moving through network marketing. So there's got to be a little bit of resiliency here to, this industry. Even in the worst of times, $167 billion of product and service moving through direct sales and network marketing. John?
That's very interesting, because I have a theory about probably why that is. And why that is because not only is network marketing, this is something that you need to understand about it, and we get way deep into this in the book, so I might be getting ahead, but what network marketing is a way for companies to move products or services without having to put money into advertising and into, I guess, traditional marketing. Reason that I believe this sector of the economy has grown so much is because it not only offers an opportunity to do peer-to-peer business, like, hey, Paul, I really like this coffee maker. You should come over and try a cup of coffee, and sharing a product as simple as just doing that. But it also gives people the ability to earn an income, which at the same time, everything is kind of heading down in the economy. What better way to move products and services than to share with people something that you really like and get a lot of value out of, and be able to create your own economy and income off of sharing. And I will say that the reason that this type of marketing has grown so much in the last couple years is because it is peer-to-peer. And what the trend is right now is for businesses to be peer-to-peer. And that kind of plays into why things like Uber and Lyft are overtaking cab companies, is because it's me with my own vehicle sharing a ride with you. So what I'm trying to say is that there's a trend right now, I think, in the economy to move products and services in a way that is peer-to-peer, direct sales, network marketing. So I think that's a trend right now, and that's part of why those numbers are what they are.
Yeah, another piece to that actually too is the fact that you talked about how they're not, the company themselves don't have to spend millions and billions or whatever it is of dollars on their own marketing programs in order to sell their product and service, direct sell their product and service to people. So one thing too is, most people think, oh, well, they're just making a whole lot more money. In actuality, that gives them more money and resources for additional research and development, and therefore they can actually supply superior product and service to the marketplace. So when somebody gets involved in a network marketing organization and they themselves are using that particular product and service, they're using a superior product and service to what they can get out there in the general marketplace. So even in the worst of times, it's and plus two, they're able to purchase at wholesale prices. So they're not only able to get, acquire for themselves in the worst of times a higher quality product and service, they're also able to get it at a better price than they can on the open market. So that also too, supports the resiliency of the industry even during the worst of times.
Yes, absolutely. So, the next thing it gets into here, because, we could spend a lot of time on talking about these whys and theories, but basically the point that we're trying to make is how huge network marketing is, and also its ability to provide superior products because of the dollars saved on traditional marketing. So the next part of the book that he gets into here about understanding network marketing is really, he talks quickly about what the napkin presentations are going to be. Unless Paul wants to point something out, I think maybe we can skip right to the 4 types of commerce, because we'll be getting into this.
Just real quickly, let me just throw in there, he just talks about, I just want people to understand, network marketing, the term itself. Marketing is simply nothing more than a means, simply means a method of moving a product or service from the manufacturer to the consumer. And the network side of it really just refers to the program itself and the compensation system. That's all it really comes down to. Okay, there's no complicated sort of weird type of. It's just a combination of 2 terms there. The fact that hey, the system of moving the product or service and the system that we use to pay people out. There you go. That's network marketing.
Basically. And then he gets into the 4 types of commerce. I want to just throw in something interesting here real quick. Each morning, a buddy of mine sends me over the gold and silver prices. And I thought it was interesting to point out that gold this morning was at $1,103 and silver was at $1,434. Interesting how these numbers are getting lower and lower. It's going to be very interesting to see how these pricing play out.
Well, isn't that in direct relation to the faith that people are rebuilding in what's going on out there? That's kind of how it works.
You know what? That brings up a whole other thing in my idea, because basically our whole economy is a debt-based economy that is solely based on faith. Really, it's the faith that if I lend out this money, you will pay me back. A promissory note secured by deeds of trust and real estate. But basically, everything we are doing out there in this society is a promissory note. It's a promise to pay back debts. There's nothing really backing the economy or the paper except the faith in the fact that the debts will be paid back. And to me, right now, things are looking good, silver, gold coming down, because we've got people convinced that people are convinced that things are better. You know what? Do we really want to challenge that and make people think things are worse, or have people really know what things really are? I don't know. That's a philosophical question there.
Well,
because
you know what?
I'd rather live in a world with people with strong faith and belief in the economy, because none of us really want it to crash. However, there's a but my reason is getting into network marketing. The reason we kind of talk about these philosophies is because that's the reason to get into this, to make more money, to create your own economy.
Yep. And I'm just going to say that, it's what the hell was I going to say? Never mind. I forget what I was going to say. It was very cool, but I forgot. But anyway, so you know what? We're just about out of time here. So I'm just going to run through what these, and this is very interesting. He talks about 4 types of commerce, but then there's 5 listed. So I'm just going to say there's 5 types of commerce, because I don't know how he's excluding what it is that we're here talking about. So the 5 types of commerce are retailing. We all know what that is. That's when you go to the physical location and you buy stuff, department stores, grocery stores, things like that. Direct sales. This could easily be included in things like insurances, cookwares, Avon, encyclopedias, kind of something of the old days, not really so much anymore. Party plans, all those kinds of things where one person, yourself generally, is selling a product or service to another person directly, something that they may or may not even want. Then you have network marketing. What we're talking about here is the method. What we're talking about here, network marketing, often is and should not be confused with direct sales, and we'll get into that a little deeper when we move forward. Then you have direct marketing, which is falls under the things like mail order, telemarketing, infomercials, things like that fall into that category. And then you have online, and this in here he mentions Amazon's like websites like Amazon using different advertising methods like Google AdWords, email, social media. And this right here, this area has really obviously expanded well over and above that. We're a little bit out of time. I want to, when we come back here next session, we're going to pick up with this. We're going to reevaluate this, go through this one more time, because there's a little bit of additional stuff here that I want to add to what we have here before we move on. But other than that, John, why don't you throw in a final word and knock this thing out of the park?
My final word is this. Thank you for joining us. This book is critically important. I was trying to find a statistic here about the growth of network marketing since this book, and that's what kind of threw me off to where I was at that moment when Paul threw this back over to me. But it's a growing industry. What I just looked at is between 1992, when this was a $67 billion a year industry, by 2012, when this book was written, it has gone to $167 billion industry. I'm sorry, in 1992, it was a $13 billion industry. And here we are, what, 10, 20 years later, just about, but not even. Yeah, just about 20 years later. I'm sorry, 20 years later, it has grown to 167 billion. And I was trying to find the number of where it's gone from 2012 until now. Couldn't find it. However, it could be a $180 billion industry by now based on that growth. So it's something you want to be involved in. You want to understand it, and you want to be able to share its story with other people. So with that being said, we'll see you back here on Wednesday. And we always end with the prayer that goes, "O universe, I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom with which to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, through the power to control and to direct my own mind to whatever ends I may desire." So with that, Paul, I'll see you on the next Hangout.
All right, and that's only an average of 7.7 billion per year. Okay, everybody, see you next Wednesday with some Website Wednesday, and where we dive into a little bit more of sort of the kind of things that I alluded to that said that's another conversation. Those kind of pick up on Wednesday. Great.